Okay, Ludo. Let's see. You have that song stuck in your head and you just want to dance, but then you don't know the name of the song, you just have like the beat. All right, hold on. All right. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Why do I keep thinking it's Thursday? It's recycling, I should know. I heard the recycling trucks at 6. Our recycling and our trash guys, they come at 6 o'clock. And they're we live in a townhouse, so like we have our slot, we have all the trash cans either go towards the middle of the like there's 8 row houses, right? And it's either in the middle, like where like this all these trees are, or it's at the end of the row. So like it is the loudest trash, like the collection of trash, because the middle of the house is where our house is. And I'm like, I'm tired. Good morning. Good morning, guys. I'm so sleepy. And then I also have a headache this morning. I woke up with a headache, and my Hope woke up with a headache as well. And I feel for my like the other 2 days ago, it was like super windy, and as soon as it was super windy, my husband was like, "It's over. I already know you're gonna wake up with a headache. Just I'm waiting for it to happen." And yeah, it's today. Your girl's feeling rough, but I got things I got to do. And so yeah, Tylenol already with some mountain. If I'm drinking Mountain Dew in the morning, it's gonna be one of those days. Yeah. Oh, hi. Yes. Oh, yeah. Are you going back to Sac Bag and Sew this August? Did you see all the beautiful people that are going to be teaching this year? There you have a slew full of people that are going to be teaching. It was really fun meeting you last year. But there's going to be also so many cool people that you get to meet this year, like Kasaya and Susan are going. You have some other new teachers. You're going to have Jolie Lee Creations. Leslie is incredibly smart. I love her patterns and I like her sewing style. You have just like a lot of new people also that are going to be going there. And if you didn't take a class from Rayvon, she's one of the most kindest, gentle people I've met. I love meeting all the people I've seen in California, but one of my favorite things that happened in California was meeting Ray Vaughn. Like we were like strangers in the night during the So Magical. Like we just kept missing each other. And then when I finally got to eat dinner with her and got to know her a little bit, she is so sweet and so kind. And it was one of the best moments to just hang out with her and get to know her. So there's so many people, so many beautiful teachers that are going to be teaching, and there's like so many different classes. Uh, I Everyone who goes, I know is they're in for a treat. So yeah, sack bagging. So I think it happens in August during the same week that I'm going to be teaching somewhere else, or I would have been there. So I thought it was going to happen in September, but it's happening at the end of August. But it's going to be fun, and that the location's fun, and there is some nice restaurants around there if you haven't been. And the people were beautiful. The location was beautiful, and it was a very fun event. Yes, she is a beautiful sewer. She just has a beautiful soul. So it was really fun meeting her and like getting to know her. So I didn't get to like have hours conversation. It's nice to recognize people that you see on Facebook, and like you felt, when you're doing things through social media, there is a connection because it's a very small world. We think there's more sewists than they are. Art, like I've said before, our genre, our art is not that big compared to like dancing, painting, like singing. Our art is very, very small. That's why you, even when you look at TV shows, you might see when it comes down to costume designs, you might see familiar faces over and over again because there are not a lot of people who sew or that many people in fashion compared to other art in the world. Um, so when we see people on social media, whether they're posting in like so whatever group or you see them on YouTube, there's like this weird connection that we all have because we all sew. So when you can see them, it's and they're like nice and they're sweet, and then they have the same connection that you felt with them when you first seen them. It's such a beautiful experience. And that's what I had a lot of those little experiences at Sack Bag and Sew. Like Tara, I have been a tester for Tara, from OO Creations for many years, like since like 2020 or 2019. And I also talked to Tara. I have talked to Tara on the phone, and I have like messaged Tara just random stupid stuff all the time. But I've never got to be. I've seen her on the phone, like messaging, but I never seen her in person. So the fact that she came from Canada out there and I got to actually tangibly feel and hug my friend was the most beautiful experience. Like I'm trying not to cry. I'm an overcrier. I cry. I'm a very emotional person, but it was a great experience to get to know people, and I got to same with Kathy from K Deal Handmade. I have messaged her super times, and she's just a really cool person. I met her at So Magical, but again, it's one of those things that So Magical was so there was so many things going on that you didn't get time to like actually sit down and be like, "Hi, I'm Shanova. Um, I've seen your work. I like this bag," and like, and so it was nice to have that like vibrato and just sit there and just talk to people. Go. Yes. Good morning. So yeah, that's the great thing. So there's so many things that happen. Okay, so yesterday I went and I met Heather at the quilt shop. Super nice. Oh my god, she's so sweet, so down to earth. And it was so funny because I when I gave my information, I gave my YouTube information because it was teaching. So I never give my shop information when I'm trying to put out teaching information because they're two different entities. I understand they're underneath like one person, moi. So it was so funny because when I first came in, she was like, "Dude, you make the coolest, nerdiest bags ever." And then person that works with her, she was like, "She does what?" And she was like, "Go on to Nova's Knits and on Etsy." And then they were like, "Oh my god, the TARDIS bag! Oh my god, the Outlander stuff!" And I was starting to blush. And you guys know I have rosacea, so when I blush hard. It's like I have a hard time controlling my emotions. I cry off of like everything. Like I don't know. Like it was a really cool experience. We talked about a lot of different things and how they process like teaching classes and stuff. And it was like really great ebb and flow. I told her that I what I think we should start with a beginner bag that doesn't have zippers because I'm a new teacher and people have to get adjusted to my teaching style, and I know a lot of people are intimidated by teaching zippers. So I thought maybe like a beginner bag, like a tote bag or something very simple, or like a clear bag, like with the new collection of Tulip Pink's clear vinyls that are coming out next in the month of April. So like a stadium tote bag or something so that people can understand how I teach, and I can understand just like bagging sewing terms, because bagging sewing terms are not necessarily the same as quilting sewing terms. Do we use the same some terminology? Yes, but like not all. So, and we were talking about how the process works. So she was discussing how they promote it on their Facebook group and as how they promote it in the shop, and how we need to I need to make some of the product, have it in the shop and whatnot. So we're talking about how we even can double down on that, how I can use products that are in the shop in the bag, so that way if people look at the bag and they're like, wait, I love this fabric, they can purchase the fabric from the shop, and so on and so forth. So it was a really great conversation. She's going to be sending over a teacher's contract and the whole 9 yards. Now, that conversation was great. Where I messed up, because I always believe you need to reflect and see where you could have went another direction. I have friends in this chat. One of my really close friends is Lynette. She's in this chat. You see her all the time. She's a moderator. I should have called Lynette like in the weekend and asked her like for pointers. She has taught in classes like this, where she worked at like sewing quilt shops and things like that, and asked her for pointers and asked her for directions. We have to be not afraid to ask our peers and our other people for more information, because by asking her simple questions or you listen to simple details, I could learn more. But I'm not going to be afraid to call her before these teacher contracts, because the teacher contracts are either going to come in today or tomorrow. And when it comes in, I'm going to read over it, and I'm going to then call my friend and ask her, is this right or is this right and this is wrong? And just so that way I know I'm on my p crossing my p's having my p's and q's all answered. So it's important to have friends in the sewing. it's You're welcome. It's important to have friends in the sewing world, because then we can answer each other's questions, especially in different genres. Lynette is very knowledgeable and she has taught a lot. And I have I taught in person? Yes, I've taught in person. Have I taught at a quilt shop? I have taught one time at quilt shop, but it wasn't for bag making and it wasn't for quilting. It was for making a hat. So, and there was no teacher contract. And it was just like a spur of a moment thing. So when this contract comes in, I'm phoning a friend and be like, "Hey, Lynette, what's up? Is this right?" So, um, don't be afraid and be humble, because it's a blessing that you even got to this point where you're able to get a contract with the place to teach at a live. But then if you know people that have taught live at a local school, ask your friends like, "Hey, I want to make sure I'm doing this right." And they could be like, "No, don't do this. I did this and this sucks." And ask multiple people. There's so many people in our sewing world that teach in person and live at quilt shows, at quilting stores, at like big box chains. I have friends that work at like 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 the sewing supply stores that sell chairs and big like just big box things, and they have people that teach at those stores as well. So there's different faucets of different areas where people can teach at, and it's important to not only network but to know people that do different things, so that way if you do go into teaching or something like that, ask a friend, so that way you're not like maybe possibly messing yourself over. Like, it's good to know. It's just good to know. And Lynette is very knowledgeable, and I will be like, am I doing this right? So, and she will tell me, and I trust Lynette. She's a really good friend. So, and she, like I said, very knowledgeable. So I should have asked her actually before I went into the meeting. I know next time. So the teacher contract should either happen either today or tomorrow evening. And before I sign the teacher contract, I'm going to read everything and then I'm phoning a friend. But other than that, it went really good. And I did buy fabric. You can't put me in front of fabric and not buy it. So I'm going to show you the fabric. All right. So, I've been eyeing this since it came out, and this is the last one they had. It's Ruby Star. I shouldn't have to say anything else other than that. It's Ruby Star. It's in their Alice in Wonderland collection. So it has this, but each little block has a different kind of card. Now, I have this noodle head backpack in my mind for this because I am a sucker for a big print on a humongous bag. Isn't this cool though? I love this one. So, like, I thought this was like the coolest one. It was their last one, and I was like, it's meant to be with me. So I had to get one piece that goes with it, so that way when I make a bag, I can have something that goes with it. And it's the Falling Alice. I thought so, like the flowers are in the middle and she's falling on the sides. I thought this was the coolest like silhouette I've ever seen. They had it in blue. I was this close to getting it in blue. You know, blue's my favorite color. So it took everything in me to change and say, no, everyone doesn't have to like blue because you like blue. So, like, yeah, I was like, this is cool. Also, I love the salvage. Who else like it likes Ruby Star salvage? Like, I just want to make a bag just with their salvage. Like, I want to collect it and just be like, I'm making a bag with it. It's just so pretty. Um, yeah, so this one is so pretty. I thought this was the coolest print like I've ever seen because it's just her falling. And I thought I had like if you know Noodlehead, you know the big backpack that she rolls down in the camper bag. I feel like these two prints will look amazing together as that backpack. I know that backpack is really rugged, but we can make it really feminine and try to do like rose gold buckles, like strapping, like adjustable straps and everything. It will make it look really feminine, but the backpack shape is very masculine. I like to put something really feminine with something really masculine to make something very unique and unusual. So that's one of my favorite things to do. And then I got one more print. I didn't go like ham. I seen this and this is like normally not what I go for, but it was something really dainty. It was in the spring collection. I thought it will look really pretty as lining. So sometimes I like to buy like something really pretty florally when especially when I design ask to test and if the bag looks really dainty, I will go for it. It's there's something about the khaki in this because if I get khaki fabric, like waterproof canvas, this is like the color I usually get. And then the pockets or the slip pockets can be something pretty like this on the inside. So it can be something again with two different textures. Like the waterproof canvas is kind of rough and has like a texture to it. And then you can just pair it with this nice soft kind of like tea roses. And I like to do that where it's again two different textures and it just kind of makes your eye go all over the place when you're looking at the lining. So that's one of my favorite things to do too. You click the salvages for most. Oh, yeah, that is so cool. That's really cool, Margie. Good morning, Arnetta. Yeah, that line, the Alice in Wonderland. Weird. Okay, so like weirdly, this is a one weird fact. So, um, most of the time, hold on. Sorry. Most of the time when I'm selling, at AwesomeCon, everyone thinks it's always custom fabrics, but it's usually some things that like if I built the body armor of like Wonder Woman or like Captain America, these are the bags I make. Or like if the bags you're seeing it was like supernatural and it's like supernatural fabric. But one seller that always sells for me is a Alice in Wonderland bag. Somebody always buys an Alice in Wonderland bag. And it's always a print that you before it was you can get at Joann's, but at your local quilt shop. There's something about Alice in Wonderland that it always sells in my booth and it's like just a regular print like this. Their Alice attracts people. It usually sells the first day. So me and my daughter like rock paper scissors who's going to pick it because we know it's going to sell. There's something about Alice that sells and it's always interesting because you can't even type class a person that's going to get it. It varies. It varies very fast. Like there's just something about Alice in Wonderland that attracts people, and it doesn't matter if the print is custom or if it is just like Ruby Star or if I just put a teacup on a bag. Alice in Wonderland always sells for me. I don't understand what the draw is, but it's a very big draw. So, another thing I wanted to mention, I put this in the comments, but I also put this in the description, is yesterday when I came home last night, I seen in my email, hold on, where are you? All right, so you know how we have the advent calendar. I thought for sure Sally Tomato usually does another advent right after in February, like the Sally Tomato Co box. Like last year we got like the Tiffany and Co, and we would, I think we were opening it up either in March or whatever. Well, they're doing another one. Okay. Just fat fingers or and they're doing another one. And this one is it's 129 if you put the code in. Um I put the code information inside the thing. This one is supposed to be, let me read it to you real quick. It's supposed to be like a marine kind of uh like a sea theme, and it has like it's going to be shipping out mid-April. It's 129. There's 14 days, and the box will include fabrics, new patterns, hardware, and merch and coordinating theme. Um, and there is a designer that's working with them on this one. I'm trying to get the designer's name. Emily Van Hoff. I'm not too sure familiar with them. So if someone knows them in the comments, let us know. Um, like I'm not that savvy with all the designers. I want to be. I'm trying to get more up to date with all the designers. Um, and it's supposed to be like a compass bag. See, the thing is, I like sea things. The whole nautical thing is really cool to me, and it appeals to a lot of people. So yeah, it's 14 days. I'm kind of interested in this because I did like the Tiffany and Co. There's like one or two things that I was like, I don't know. But I was so impressed with the Christmas box. I'm kind of curious about getting this one because they kind of like leveled up during the holiday one. I'm curious what they will do with this nautical theme kind of bag. It's a 14 days of surprises. They're working with a designer, which is interesting to me because um that's what um that's what the other box does. Why can't I think of Stitch Supply Co's name off the top of my head? But that's what Stitch Supply Co does. Every year Stitch Supply Co works with the designer, and that's what the holiday box is. But when Sally Tomato with their holiday box, it's just Sally Tomato. They don't work with the designer. So this is a twist. Not only is it nautical, but they're working with a designer. I'm curious. So I went ahead and bought my box yesterday. I do have a affiliate link. So if you do get the box, if you can hit the affiliate link, make sure you use the code for it, because if you don't, when you go to pre-order it, it automatically tries to make you pay 180. So you put it in your cart, then you put in the discount code. I put the discount code in there, and then it's like 129. But I'm actually really curious because the thing is that they're using the color for this year instead of like the white that it is for this year. They're using teal, and again, your girl loves blue, so they're using teal, and I'm honestly kind of intrigued to see where this goes. Like nautical is a very kind of a bougie theme, and I am curious. And when they say new patterns, and I'm curious about what the new patterns are, because we also know that Sally Tomato is kind of notorious that when they bring out a pattern for a box, there's no telling when they're going to bring out the pattern for the public. Um, and I don't know. I'm curious to see with the designer, are we going to get like a cork from the designer? Like maybe the designer designed a print and they put it on cork. Like I have a lot of questions. There's so many possibilities because Sally Tomato is their own entity. They manufacture all their stuff. They get all their stuff manufactured, so there's a bigger possibility than other small businesses. So I'm actually quite curious to see where this goes. So yeah, I seen that and I wanted to bring it to your guys' attention because I have never actually seen that before. So yeah, so today I am working on I'm trying to bust my butt and finish up this project, take some pictures because tomorrow is going to be super fun. There's going to be a lot of surprises, and then I get to show you the bag that I'm working on today on purpose on Friday. But I cannot wait until Friday so that way I can finally explain to you what I was working on this weekend, this whole entire week. So there's a lot of cool little surprises that are coming and collaborations that are coming, and I'm really excited to share them with you when I'm able to. Um, let's see. So, wow, yeah, no. I'm just reading some of the comments. I'm like, no. So that is all I have for you. I'm about to drink some coffee and down some more Tylenol. And that's it. And I will see you guys on Thursday. I hope everyone has a really good day. Stay warm. And I'll talk to y'all later. Okay?